Hi guys, Mission IS. Welcome to Mission IS 2017. Subscribe our channel to secure your place in Mains 2017. Why I said Mains 2017? Because unless and until you pass the preliminary that will held on 18th June 2017, you cannot appear for the mains. And main is the key to secure your the seat of IAS, IPS, IRS and various central government jobs. So I am coming with this video and I will provide you the first list of 10 MCQs which might asked in prelims 2017 that will held on 18 June 2017. So before attempting the question, before watching the videos, you must uh, attempt with yourself. Questions are from current affairs. Out of 10 question, if your answer is more than 5, means you get 6 or 7, then there is a high chance, there will be high chance of your selections. Or otherwise, if you will get less than 5 marks, then you need lot of hard work, lot of efforts you need to build your current affairs by picking up the newspaper of from July 2016 to March 2017. The first question of the day is the term 9 dash line recently seen in news refers to a line used by China to demarcate its claim in South China Sea, B, a line which depicts the extent of a solar storm, C, a line which demarcates the biodiversity hotspots in the Asia Pacific region, D, a line which depicts the economic inequality among various countries. So, till the answer. So, the answer of this question is a line used by China to demarcate its claim in South China Sea. The South China Sea is recently in news. Last year, the same question about the One Belt, One Road initiative in 2016 preliminary were directly asked from the current affairs. The 9 dash line stretches hundreds of kilometers south and east of its southerly Hainan Island, covering the strategic Paracels and Spratly Island chains. China laid claims to the South China Sea back in 1947. It demarcated its claim with a U-shaped line made up of 11 dashes on a map covering most of the area. The Communist Party, which took over in 1949, removed the Gulf of Tonkin portion in 1953, erasing two of these dashes to make it a 9 dash line. Next question. Next question is Sustainable Development Goal Index is launched by which of the following? India has been India has been declared by maternal and neonatal tetanus. Yes, it is absolutely right. Second, yaws. Recently, the WHO declared India is free from yaws. Yaws is a neurological disorder that mostly found in the tropical regions between the two tropics. Uh, Third is polio. India also declared, and we have completed 5 years free from polio. So the correct answer is D. All of the above. The United Nations World Health Organization has announced the elimination of yaws and maternal and neonatal tetanus in India. India is the first country under the 2012 World Health Organization neglected tropical disease (NTD) roadmap to eliminate yaws, a disease known to affect the most under underserved population. Fourth question, with reference to the appeal by special leave in the Supreme Court, consider the following statements. First, it can be given for the judgment passed by any court or tribunal in the country. Second, it is a discretionary power of the Supreme Court. Third, it can only be given if the judgment given by the court or tribunal is final. Which of the statement given above is are correct? Look at the option first. Yes, Supreme Court can give for the judgment passed by any court or tribunal in the country, but not all except the military or court martial. So the first statement is wrong. Second, it is a discretionary power of the Supreme Court. Discretionary means खुद की मर्जी, hatmi, final. Yes, second statement is absolutely right. Third, it can only be given if the judgment given by the court or tribunal is final. No, the third statement is extreme. How it is extreme? Because the word only use. Mostly when the extreme statement, like only, mostly asked by UPSC, are higher chances will be wrong. So third statement is also wrong. The statement only B is correct. The Supreme Court is authorized to grant its discretion special leave to appeal from any judgment in any matter passed by any court or tribunal in the country except military tribunal and court martial. Statement 2 is correct. It is a discretionary power and hence cannot be claimed as a matter of right. Statement 3 is not correct. It can be granted in any judgment whether final or interlocutory. Fifth question, consider the following statement. First statement, President's pardoning power extends to both the union and concurrent list. Second option, Governor's pardoning power extends to state list only. Here the answer is only. Tell your answer only. Here the answer is only first is correct, because governor pardoning power also extends to the state list and concurrent list. There are three types of list: state list, union list, and third one is concurrent list. Sixth question, the Ulaanbaatar Declaration recently in the news is related to the affairs of A is Asia Pacific Economic Council, B Asia Europe Meeting Summit, C is Shanghai Cooperation Organization, D is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. So the last year Fertilizer Declaration asked. So this year UPSC might ask the Ulaanbaatar Declaration, and its answer is B, Asia Europe Meeting Summit. India is a member of Asia Europe Meeting Summit, and the 11th edition of the Asia Europe Meeting Summit of ASEM 2016 issued Ulaanbaatar Declaration. The declaration has reaffirmed the ASEM's commitment for greater partnership through informal political dialogue and initiatives in economic and socio-cultural fields. It also has expressed its commitment for united fight against terrorism and violent extremism. Seventh question, with reference to Antrix, consider the following statements. First, it is the commercial arm of Indian Space Research Organization ISRO. Second, it is a wholly owned Government of India company incorporated under the Company Act 1956. C, it has been awarded Miniratna status. Its answer is all of the above. First statement is also correct. Antrix is a commercial arm of the ISRO. Second statement is also correct. It is wholly owned by the Government of India under 1956 Act, and also it has been awarded Miniratna status. So option D is correct. Antrix Corporation Limited, Antrix incorporated on 28 September 1992 under the Companies Act 1956. It is wholly owned by Government of India under the administrative control of Department of Space. Antrix is the commercial arm of ISRO. Antrix promotes and commercially markets the product and service emanating from the Indian space program. In the year 2008, the company was awarded Miniratna status. So the eighth question, with reference to the Public Accounts Committee, PAC, consider the following statement. First, the members are elected from both the houses of parliament. Second, a minister cannot be elected as a member of the committee. Third, unlike estimates committee, PAC examines public expenditures both from the point of view of economy and legal irregularities. Which of the statement given below are correct? So this is the question from the Indian polity Lakshmikant. So you must every year the UPSC asks about the parliamentary committees. The question on parliamentary committees, if you pick up that last 2 or 3 years paper, there were last two in 2015 the question was on estimates committee, last year was on public undertaking committee. So this year may ask you public accounts committee, because the public accounts committee sends the RBI, Reserve Bank of India, a questionnaire about demonetization. So the statement first one is correct. Public Accounts Committee consists of the 22 members, 15 from the Lok Sabha, 7 from the Rajya Sabha. And every minister in the Council of Ministers cannot become a member of the PAC, Public Account Committee. Third statement, so first statement is right, second is also right. Third, unlike the Estimates Committee, PAC examines public expenditure both from the point of view of economy and legal irregularities. Yes, it is also right. So the answer is D, all of the above. 9 question, which of the following state union territories has recently launched India's first water metro project? Water, we heard about the rail metro project in Mumbai, Chennai, Nagpur, but it is a water metro project. It is a new thing, and new things definitely ask in UPSC exam. Statement A is Kerala, B is Andaman and Nicobar Islands, C is Lakshadweep Islands, D is Gujarat. So two coastal states and two islands are given. So the answer is A is Kerala. Kerala government has launched Kochi Water Metro Project, the first ever water metro project in India. The project aims to provide water connectivity to people living between islands in the Kochi agglomeration area and the city. So the last question of the day is, with respect to Lok Sabha, President can exercise which of the following powers? This is also from the Indian polity of Lakshmikant. First, summons. Second, prorogue. Third, adjourn. Fourth, dissolve. Give your answers within 5 seconds. Yes, if you look at statement first, summon. Yes, President summons the Lok Sabha or both the houses of parliament after each general election and the first session of the year, first session of the financial year. Means mostly President address the every year to the parliament in budget session in Feb and March. So first one is correct. Prorogue. Yes, only president has the authority to prorogue. To prorogue means to end the house, to end the session, not house, to end the session of the parliament. There are three sessions: budget session, winter session, and monsoon session. Third one is adjourn. Third statement is wrong. President has not authority to adjourn the sitting. It is the authority, it is power, this power is given to the presiding officer. Means in Lok Sabha the speaker adjourn the Lok Sabha, and in Rajya Sabha the chairman adjourn the Rajya Sabha. President cannot adjourn. So third statement is definitely wrong. And fourth, dissolve. Only the president dissolve the house. So the statement 1, 2 and 4 are right. So the statement option is 1, 2 and 4. B is right. 1, 2 and 4. So thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day. And wait and prepare and read current affairs daily. Prepare religiously and devote your at least 6 to 7 hours for preparation. Then definitely you bear a fruit. If you will do study religiously and make the timetable. Now today is 13 January, only the 5 months remaining, 5 months and 5 days remaining for the prelims 2017 that will held on 18th June. So best of luck for your exam. Thank you for watching this video and subscribe our channel Mission IAS.